There we go. That should give me a good, shitty lighting setup there. Now all I have to do is set the camera so the image is just blurry enough to annoy my audience. Oh shit! Goddamn! Where the fuck have you been? It's been a year and a half!
I have been fighting for justice.
Alright, well, that's not really vague or alarming in any way. Whatever, what do you want? I'm kind of busy here. I'm trying to set up my overly expensive camera to shoot my shitty web series. Because, you know, if there's one thing I really hate to see at the beginning of videos is some kind of long-winded expository dialogue thing that no one gives a shit about. So, whatever you say, you know, keep it brief.
Yeah, I hate it when the video starts on something long and pointless. I mean, who cares about the story? It's a YouTube video!
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have a storyline that was quick and to the point without anything overly flashy or anything like that.
And without any random cameos either. I hate that shit.
Yeah, those suck, Ed Riker from Ed Riker Vlogs. Link in the video.
Yeah, random cameos make no sense whatsoever. I mean, why have them in there if they're not going to add anything at all to the story? I mean, that's the sort of shit that bigger channels do when they want to make movies about themselves.
Yeah, sloshworks, link in the video. Why would you throw in random celebrities that have absolutely nothing to do with you?
It's like, look at us, we can afford a few seconds of Bill Murray. Who cares?
Damn right!
Time to feed the trolls. Season 6.
Hey guys, it's me, Cute Fuzzy Weasel. Sorry again for the lack of updates. Time has not really been a friend of mine recently. Luckily though, all the shit that I talked about in this vlog that's right up here, check it out, has started to peter out some, so I have enough time to stand up and do an episode. Finally. Today on Feeding the Trolls, we're going to be doing PragerU. I think I'm pronouncing that right. When I said I was going to do PragerU, no one had really heard of it or done much about it. But now it's been a few months and everybody's done it. So once again, I find myself seeing the wave and then ending up behind it anyway. Story of my fucking life! Let's go ahead and get started.
Are you more valuable than a dog?
Are you more valuable than this frog? Are you more valuable here or there? Are you more valuable anywhere? Holy shit, dude, that's so deep. Yes, I know it is. I invented radar.
Or a cat? Or for that matter, a tree?
Or this bee? Okay, I'll stop.
One of the biggest differences between Judeo-Christian values and secular values concerns this very issue.
Chocolate or vanilla? You decide.
The worth of the human being.
Among numerous other differences.
According to the Judeo-Christian value system, human beings are infinitely valuable.
Unless you're gay. Or an atheist. Or a Hindu. Or any other kind of religion that's not Christian. And some certain types of Christian aren't worth as much as other Christians. And whether or not you tithe at least 10% of your income, that kind of makes you more valuable. And, how much you actively donate to TCT, that also dictates your worth.
On the other hand, secular humanism devalues the worth of humans.
That's right, Dennis. The golden rule clearly states that you are worth less than a dandelion.
As ironic as it may sound, the God-based Judeo-Christian value system...
You sure that's enough dashes there, Dennis? I think we can add more. God-based Judeo-Christian, centuries-old, poorly researched, potato bacon, conservative Republican, edutainment, value-added schematic system.
renders humans infinitely more valuable than any humanistic value system.
Except when it doesn't.
The reason is simple. If there is no God, human beings are only material beings.
Is your self-esteem really so low that you need a God to feel like you're worth something? You need to learn a thing or two from egomaniacs.
And therefore not worth anything beyond the matter of which they are composed.
Your worth comes from the fact that you're a person with feelings and opinions and a mind of your own. It has nothing to do with the material that you're based off of. If that were true, then in secular humanistic societies like Norway, the morbidly obese would be king. I mean, if we're just talking about the raw materials inside a human body, then yeah, we should all bow down to this guy.
But in the Judeo-Christian system, human beings are created in the image of God, meaning that human life is sacred.
Unless you're gay.
In other words, we are either created in the image of carbon atoms.
Who the fuck has ever argued that humans are made in the image of carbon atoms? People don't look like this!
And therefore not worth much more than carbon.
Hey, Dennis! Hey! We're gonna have a little delay in the straw shipment! Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for more trucks! I said we're gonna have to wait for more trucks!
Or we are created in the image of God.
Who is a blue person in a cheap red t-shirt with a floating head.
And therefore infinitely valuable.
How can people be infinitely valuable if they're made in the image of a deity? I mean, we're talking about the Judeo-Christian God, who is, according to you guys, infinitely powerful, right? So if all we are is made in the image of something that's infinitely powerful, doesn't that mean that we are essentially not worth as much as God? I mean, wouldn't that be the case? Am I missing something?
Our secular post-Judeo-Christian society.
Our secular post-Judeo-Christian PC master race social justice warrior telescope iron-sighted rubberized concrete BLT
has rendered human beings less significant than at any time in Western history.
No. Actually, it is the complete opposite. Because of secular values and science, human beings individually are actually able to achieve more now than at any point ever. Ever. I mean, fuck, a 9-year-old with a 3D printer and the right knowledge and access to the internet can fucking print human hearts. Just because we allow abortion and Adam and Steve to tie the knot, that doesn't mean we devalue people. If anything, that means we're trying to give them more freedom. We are giving them more value. It's people like you that want to take all that away and dumb us all down until we're living in a post-industrial agro-society where your life is dictated by how many potatoes you manage to field out.
First, the secular denial that human beings are created in God's image has led to humans increasingly being equated with animals.
Humans are animals. You're an animal. Humans are animals. Just biologically speaking, you're an animal. Are you saying you're not an animal? Are you a fungus? Are you that carrot thing from It Conquered the World? Are you a fucking fern?
That's why, over the course of 30 years of asking high school and college students if they would first try to save their dog or a stranger, 2/3 have always voted against the person.
Of course they're gonna go for the dog first. People suck. You know how attached people get to dogs? Or pets or anything? They become part of the family. You might as well be asking who would you go for first, the stranger or your brother? Hell, most people will go for the dog before their brother. That has nothing to do with secular human brainwashing. That has to do with the fact that people like dogs.
They either don't know what they would do, or they actually vote for the dog.
Obviously, that means we have to drown the dogs.
And many adults now vote similarly.
I don't like how you guys call yourself a university. I feel like the title university should be given to places that have actually gone and been, certified as a university. You guys aren't a university like UNC is a university. You're more like a university like how the Cheesecake Factory is a university. Actually, you might be less than the Cheesecake Factory because the Cheesecake Factory actually makes great cheesecake. I don't know what the fuck you people make. Brainwashed idiots that go along party lines, I think.
Why? There are 2 reasons. One is that with the denial of the authority of higher values, such as religious teachings, people increasingly make moral decisions on the basis of how they feel.
Okay, well, the Bible says that if a woman is not a virgin before she gets married, she should be stoned. You gonna go stone people who get married and have had sex before? Well, what's that? You're not? Is it because you don't feel like it? You don't feel like it's intended nowadays? You don't feel like it's relevant to our society now? What about biblical slavery? You think that's okay, or do you not feel like that's moral? Actually, I wouldn't put it past you to be siding with that because I think you might be some kind of freak.
And since just about everybody feels more for their dog than for a stranger, Many people simply choose the dog.
I don't feel like locking this gay guy in a cage and lighting him on fire. But my holy book says...
Another reason is that once you get rid of Judeo-Christian values, there's no reason for elevating human worth over that of an animal.
Aside from the whole self-awareness thing.
That's why people estranged from Judeo-Christian values, including many Jews and Christians, support programs such as Holocaust on Your Plate.
Buffalo Wild Wings?
Holocaust on Your Plate is a campaign developed by the animal rights group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals,
who of course speak for all secular humanists and or environmentalists. Why, just look at them. I take them completely seriously.
PETA, that teaches that there is no difference between the barbecuing of chickens in America and the burning of Jews in the Holocaust.
Once again, the actions of PETA do not mean that everybody who is environmentally minded or a secular humanist or even a vegetarian or a vegan think the same way as PETA. And number two, who the fuck barbecues an entire chicken? That's not how you cook a chicken on a grill. You smoke the chicken.
Because a human and a chicken are of equal worth.
Hey, David! David, they're gonna have to bring the train in from Delaware! I said they're gonna have to bring the train in from Delaware!
So too, in a notorious Tucson, Arizona case, a woman screamed to firefighters that her 3 babies were in the burning house. Thinking that the woman's children were trapped inside, the firefighters risked their lives to save the woman's 3 cats.
Number 1, I can't find this story anywhere. Can someone with better internet than me please look for this story? Because really, I can't find it. And without being able to find it, I can't really talk about its authenticity. Hey guys, it's me, Cute Fuzzy Weasel, talking to you from the future, or at least 2 months after I recorded this video. Anyway, now that I'm in a situation where I have awesome internet, and I'm totally not super tired looking because of a combination of 98-degree weather and a constant stream of anxiety attacks, I've taken it upon myself to re-look for this story, and after about 2.5 hours of awesome, super fast Google searches, I still can't find this. Like, for real, I can't find this anywhere. I have no idea what Dennis is talking about. Number 2, whether it's a child or an animal, firefighters do that. They do rescue animals out of a burning building. They probably went for the person first, which is good, but yeah, they rescue animals too, if they can. And number 3, God, don't you just love that ending? You know, any fireman who actually hit someone like that would be fucking fired. That's fucking instant lawsuit powder right there. Oh, but let's laugh about it, 'cause silly women. I mean, I'm sure that's not exactly what he was going for, but fuck, he's got a straw man over there. I'm gonna build one over here. Why not?
If you think these 2 examples are either just theoretical, the dog stranger question, or extreme, the Tucson mother of cats.
Seriously, I can't find the story anywhere.
Here's an issue that is neither theoretical nor extreme. More and more people believe, as PETA does.
Okay, don't know how many times I gotta say this. PETA does not speak for everyone. I'm sure these fools don't speak for you, right?
That even if it would lead to a cure for cancer or AIDS, it would be wrong to experiment on animals. In fact, many animal rights advocates believe that even to save a human life, it would be wrong to kill a pig to obtain a heart valve.
And many Christians believe that women should be barred from working anywhere outside the home. I guess all the Christians believe that, don't they?
The 20th century showed vividly what happens to human worth when Judeo-Christian values are abandoned.
Okay, I'm gonna call it, he's either gonna talk about Nazis or Stalin. One of the two.
Nazi Germany and the various communist regimes
I win the nightmare pinata.
all rejected Judeo-Christian values and ended up slaughtering the largest number of people in human history.
Hitler was a Catholic and Stalin thought the state was God. So I'm not sure you can really use those.
For Nazism, Jews and members of other non-Aryan groups
And gays. I'm sorry. I know I keep going back to the gays, but it's just such an inconvenient connection between you two.
were declared worthless and murdered in the millions. For communists, human worth was determined solely by communist parties which murdered tens of millions of people.
Again, they thought the state was God.
Only by rejecting Judeo-Christian values could Nazis declare Jews, Slavs, and others subhuman.
The fact is, crazy people can do crazy things. Hooey, what a revelation!
And only by rejecting Judeo-Christian values could communist regimes slaughter those they called class enemies.
Why are all the people blue?
Individual human life meant nothing.
What do you mean the thing's too top-heavy? I told you to reinforce the neck!
Meanwhile, human slavery was abolished only in the Judeo-Christian world.
Not at the same fucking time, though, jackass. In England and other countries in Europe, it was abolished relatively early on in the 1800s. In America, though, we had to fight a fucking war over it. And you should read some of the shit this guy said about slaves. Like this number.
And of course, for nearly all those who reject Judeo-Christian values, the human fetus is worthless, if its mother deems it so.
I like how the fetus is this enormous thing, like it's about ready to come out of her. Although your artist didn't give her much of a baby bump, which kind of implies that the fetus is crushing her internal organs. Maybe her fucking life is in danger and it needs to come out. Oh, I'm sorry. She got knocked up at a party and waited 9 months and then decided to get an abortion because it's cool. Because secular humanists, right? Better be careful there, David. There might not be any forests left after you're done building your fucking straw palace.
Finally, there is an increasingly vocal part of the environmentalist movement.
Here we go again. All us secular humanists believe in everything PETA says.
That also denigrates human worth. For these individuals, the human being is not infinitely precious. Trees and rivers and mountains are.
Well, dude, I mean, I'm not gonna say that people aren't worth anything, but the environment's worth quite a bit too. See, without it, you can't have people. So I'm not sure what kind of example you're gonna bring up, but I just want to say that you realize that without air, you can't survive. We haven't been uplifted from organic bodies into computer banks yet. We still need oxygen and water.
So, are you more valuable than a dog or a cat or a tree?
I'm more valuable than you.
That depends on your value system.
They want to know if you want a penis on it! I said they want to know if you want a penis!
I'm Dennis Prager.
And you have no fucking clue. By the way, Dennis, I look forward to you trying to DMCA this video, like all of your kind eventually do. Like Ray Comfort did. And her. Yeah, Barbie Paetta's fucking DMCA'd my episode of her. I inevitably win all of them because this is fair use. I'm just saying, I'm looking forward to the email from YouTube. Anyway, this is Cute Fuzzy Weasel. If you like this video, subscribe. Hit the little bell thing, like Taco Bell. Hit the Taco Bell down at the bottom, and you'll be able to see all the videos that I don't put out. And as always, have a good day. Oh, my fucking voice.